What up? Hope you're having a good weekend. Uh, they just announced that we're getting $600 stimulus checks when, okay, it went from 1,200 down to 600, and Bernie's like the only one that was out there fighting for $2,000 stimulus checks. It's like, okay, we got 1,200 in, what was it, April, and nothing since, but they're gonna give 600 when literally last week they were talking about 1,200 checks. Like, especially right before Christmas and all that, like, just what a slap to the face to everybody that did nothing to that did nothing to deserve any of this pandemic stuff going on. And it's like it's gonna affect so many people in a negative way, but the rich keep getting richer, and it's it's really dark if you think about it. Like, how many people like that are gonna either be evicted or kicked out of their places or who knows what because they don't have enough money. Like, maybe they're out of work, maybe they aren't in a good spot, like financially, mentally, whatever right now, and already have to deal with that. And then now it's like, oh well, then you see people that they voted for, like, oh yeah, we did this really great thing for everybody. It's like, man, it's unbelievable. Like, it doesn't matter like what your political affiliation. Like, I know I'm very left leaning, like I'm a Democrat, but I'm not. Like, I don't call myself a Democrat. Like, I'm independent when it comes down to it. But man, it's I can't even believe how messed up this whole situation is. It goes from Pelosi being like, "Oh well, after after Biden wins the election, it'll be so much easier for us to get leverage." It's like, okay, well, literally, if you claim to have all this leverage and that you're gonna do so much, how is it now that it went from $1,200 checks to $600 checks and he won the election? It's like, man, at the end of the day, they're all literally in it together. Like, they just want people like bickering back and forth about, oh well, it's this person, and this is no, it's them. Oh, blame this party or blame that party. They're literally on the same side. Like, they got money. They ain't worried about nothing. Like, at the end of the day, they get to go home to their little mansion. They're getting like over 300,000 a year, just because people wrote their names, well, circled their names in a little dot. They don't have nothing to worry about. Why do you think that it took them so long? They're probably only doing this because they know that their ass is going to be on the line when people start getting kicked out in January. So now they just kick the can down a little bit down the road. It's like, how did it go from them arguing over $2 trillion package when originally, like, I mean, to be fair, the House actually voted for $4 trillion to pass through, and then Republicans slapped it down. But then when it gets down to $2 trillion, then how did it magically go down to 0.9 trillion? You know what I mean? So $900 billion. Like, it literally got cut down into a fourth of what they were trying to give out, like less than a fourth. So I don't know. Some people need to wake up and like really realize that they don't give a shit about you. Like, people need to put more time into who they're voting for and realize that at the end of the day, man, they're all on the same side. Like, it's all just a game going back and forth of, oh, it's their fault, no, it's their fault. But like, man, it is such a slap in the face to people that like work their ass off, that might not necessarily be working right now due to a pandemic, like a once in 100 year event that's literally not their fault. And oh, we're the richest country in the world, but can't help people out. What? Like, on what planet does any of this stuff make sense? Anyways, I don't, man, if you're like going through it right now and really don't have any money, like, I really feel sorry for you. Like, this is it's such a joke. Like, I don't even know how it gets corrected in general, besides like voting the people that really screwed everybody over out, you know what I mean? But that obviously takes time because we just voted to keep people in and all this stuff. So hold people accountable. And I don't even know, man. It's really, it's unimaginable to me that that they really are screwing people over this bad. Like, they took that first stimulus and gave it all to corporations, so all our tax dollars go to all those big businesses that, you know, when they always brag about the stock market going crazy and all this stuff. And it's like, that's what made me get into the stocks, because I knew that, hey, well, they're getting money, so they're gonna be fine. It's like, beautiful capitalism, capitalism at its finest. They literally care about just seeing that stock market go up. They do not give a shit about people. It's such a joke. I honestly don't even know what to say. I just had to get on here and rant a little bit because it's really unbelievable, like, how bad they're gonna screw so many people over, and how many poor people who are already hurting are gonna be buried, probably forever. You know what I mean? Like, either in debt or just screwed over at a lot of things. And you got to think, if you're getting kicked out of your home, or if you're like going back on your credit or like bills or something, like, say that you don't, I mean, who the hell has like a year's worth of like savings like saved up to bail themselves out? In what place do they ever say, oh, you should have at least a year's worth of your income saved up just so you don't like have to worry about anything in case there's a pandemic or something? It's always like, oh, make sure you got like 3 months worth of, you know. So it's really, man, it's so unbelievable how bad so many people are about to get screwed over. And for what, you know? They don't care. They're just gonna go home to their mansion, chill, you know, have a good life. Anyways, I just had to get on here and rant. Sorry, because it's so unbelievable to me. Anyways, don't feed the zombies, and do what you can to keep going, because man, it's so dark when the government could fail us like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm still working, but it's gonna affect me down the line. So it's like, if there's no budget, like, that bill that they passed has no money going to state. So that means that, like, budget cuts are gonna come. Like, luckily I'm high seniority, like where I work, but that means that people in my office are probably gonna be losing their jobs. You know what I mean? So people have no idea like how big of a storm this is gonna be down the road. So look out for yourself. Maybe start investing, because you know that's where the money's gonna go. Like, they'll make sure the stock market keeps going up. They don't. That's really all they care about. Thank you, capitalism. Great, it's such a great thing, man. People need to switch it up. Anyways, don't feed the zombies. Try to have a good one.